Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Fan Appreciation Month here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a movie from 2011 that quite a few of you have been begging me to watch for a long time. That movie is The Cabin in the Woods. Now, before I put this thing on the wish list, I was trying to find a reason to watch it, because guys, I'm gonna tell you straight up, because when I saw the trailers for this thing, the movie looks absolutely stupid as hell. I'm going to be straight up with you. I did not like the way that the trailers looked. It does not look interesting in the slightest. And the only reason anybody could ever give me, because apparently this is the only reason to care about anything, is they told me one of the guys who wrote it, and that is Joss Whedon. And I'm going to save you guys a whole lot of time and tell you straight up, I'm not a fan of Joss Whedon. I can count on one hand the number of things I've seen from him that were even partially decent. So 1,000 pardons if I have my doubts going into this movie. But hey, who knows? This thing could very well be decent. I kind of sort of have a little bit of doubt, but hey, stranger things have happened. So the only way I'm going to find out if this damn thing is even worth watching is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out The Cabin in the Woods. Okay, I have a question. So far we have been introduced to, I'm going to assume, all of our primary players. Exactly which one of these soulless, vapid douchebags am I supposed to care about? I totally understand it's like way early, but not a single one of them has given me a reason to care. And that's there's a little bit of an accomplishment. I want to know which one of these characters I am supposed to care about, because so far the movie hasn't given me any clues. Seriously, guys, who the hell am I supposed to be, caring about in this thing? Am I supposed to be caring about the dumb blonde, the jock, the stoner, the other jock, or the two fucking cubicle drones who are setting up this half-assed game? Who the hell am I supposed to care about in this thing? Because, well, I still haven't found a reason to care about any of them. So, let me see if I understand this. This movie basically amounts to watching people watch a really shitty horror movie which they're kind of conducting on the fly. That premise is even stupider than anything that was in any of the trailers, guys. I just want to state that right now. And the only character with even the slightest bit of personality is about to die. So, technically there's no more reason to watch, but, well, I guess I'm kind of stuck here, huh? Alright, fantastic! Fantastic, guys. The ritual's over and everybody's partying. Why the fuck is there still a half an hour left in this goddamn movie? Wow. The only thing in this movie that was even partially fucking interesting, and it was over in about 30 seconds, is a shit ton of monsters. Oh wait, never mind. We actually still get to see a couple of them, but still, it would have been nice if we'd have seen more of this instead of just another fucking zombie movie, guys. Well, guys, that was Cabin in the Woods. Fuck you. Okay. So, let's talk about this movie, shall we? I'm going to start with the writing, because really, the biggest problem this goddamn thing had was the piss-poor writing. Let me try to explain. First of all, I totally understand this movie was attempting to satirize all of the cliched horror movie bullshit we've seen since, around like the mid-70s. It basically played up, poked at, and mocked every one of those. by playing damn near all of them as straight-faced as possible. At which point you are no longer doing a satire. You are playing something straight-faced and then saying, "Oh yeah, we actually meant to mock that," as some sort of a cheap bullshit cop-out, and it doesn't work. Allow me to give you guys the plot without trying to spoil too much. You know all those stupid movies you see where a whole bunch of really cliched characters, the slut, the jock, the virgin, the stoner, and the nerd, all go out to a cabin in the woods, and then they are just hit with something which they're hit with something which is called by them from something they found in the basement. All of that is done as some kind of a ritual in order to please these ancient fucking gods. And we have these guys in a fucking control room making damn certain that trying to make certain that our five cliched douchebags all do exactly what they have to do so that way all of them can die and please these gods. Does that sound stupid? Of course it does. But you see, a couple of them survive this and are able to make it down into the control center, let loose every single monster which could have possibly assailed them outside of the redneck zombie torture family, which, by the way, is totally different from zombies and totally different from the 2 or 3 other zombie items which were on the betting board. That was probably the stupidest joke in the whole fucking film. So now we have all these monsters, and they're all in here, and they're killing tons of people. It's probably the most interesting 5 minutes the movie will ever have. Then we have a surprise cameo at the very end who has to hold the viewer's hand and explain fucking everything. It is a 90-minute joke where the last couple of minutes they have to explain the goddamn joke to you, and fuck any human being who thinks that's a good way to write a goddamn story, okay? No. Alright? We have characters who are flat and lifeless, and the very fact that they had to explain everything in the last couple of minutes for no other reason than to justify an absolutely wasted cameo. I'm not gonna tell you who it fucking was. If you want to find out, you can go ahead and you can piss away 96 minutes like I did, okay? But no, we needed to have this cameo come in and then explain it in the most simplest ways possible, so that way every single thick-skulled, pin-headed fuckwit who watches this thing can actually understand it if they don't quite get it. I'm sorry, but if you cannot get something this basic and this simple and you need your hand held at the very end to finally understand it, then you shouldn't be watching this sort of trash. Then again, most people shouldn't be watching this sort of trash. This is by far one of the worst things. This has the worst writing I've ever seen from any film ever. I truly thought that Joss Whedon's writing could not get worse than when he penned the absolute abomination that was Alien. It was Alien Resurrection. I was fucking wrong. Behold, worse writing than Alien Resurrection, something I didn't even think was possible. I hated the story because there is no real story here. Everything is hackneyed and cliched, and then the closest thing which they can do to justify it is have some random character look at it, point, and laugh. That is not how you do proper satire, asshole. Look it up and learn it, okay? This was garbage. Now, as much as I despise the writing, as much as this writing makes me absolutely want to go out and kill the next human being I lay eyes upon, the acting should not in any way be as good as it is. With a script this vapid, this shallow, this stupid, and this fucking lifeless, the cast turns in a fantastic showing. Every single cast member actually turned in a performance that is fantastic. The acting here is awesome, and it shouldn't be with a script that was this bad. So yeah, guys, acting here is fucking amazing. Acting here is some of the best I've seen. I just wish that this cast was put into a better fucking movie. Oh my god. So yeah, the writing is the most criminal thing on the face of the planet, but the acting is awesome. That very concept makes my head hurt. But let's just move on. Camera work here is really good, but then again, that's because it's your typical Hollywood fucking camera work. It would be honestly a crime if it turned out shitty. Sound mix is really good. The soundtrack is really good. Special effects are top notch. Guys, everything in this movie is fantastic, except for the fucking foundation. This guy's is a beautiful mega fucking mansion of awesome built on a fucking foundation of bullshit and oatmeal that is going to cause the entire goddamn thing to crumble in upon itself. That is the biggest problem here, guys, is if you do not have good writing. I don't care what else you have. I don't care if you have fantastic lighting, awesome acting, fantastic effects, a soundtrack which is just top notch. If you don't have writing to support and back it up, you wind up with an almost unwatchable piece of shit. And that is what Cabin in the Woods is. A borderline unwatchable piece of vapid, shallow bullshit. So when all is said and done, am I able to recommend this thing? No. No way in hell. There are much better films you can watch involving a bunch of jerk-offs dying in a fucking cabin because of zombies. I can name Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 right off the top of my goddamned head, and Evil Dead 2 was able to actually do the whole fucking satire thing with this right. And Joss Whedon can go fuck himself for thinking that something like this was actually worth anybody's fucking time. Avoid this goddamn thing if you have any kind of self-fucking respect for film. This movie is a fucking travesty. Now, because this is Fan Appreciation Month, The Cabin in the Woods came off the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in is a user by the name of Monkey Radar. You can find his YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/monkeyradar. And dude, thank you. I totally understand you probably wanted me to really like this, and by all rights, I really thought it was going to be at least halfway good, but as I've stated, the writing is so abysmal. But still, I thank you, because you gave me the opportunity to see it, and I'm kind of sorry that it just wasn't that good. So please, guys, once more, I want you to head over to his channel. That is youtube.com/user/monkeyradar. Go over there and check out everything he has, and if you like what you see, please, by all means, sub him. Oh my god. As for me, you know what? I just mentioned Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. I'm going to go grab my Blu-rays of those and Army of Darkness, and I'm going to have myself a good old-fashioned Evil Dead marathon, because, god damn it, I need to see something good. And there's nothing better in terms of retards in a cabin being fucking assaulted by zombies than the Evil Dead, and this fucking thing can burn, okay? So yes, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.